The introduction to the world's most beautiful mountains serves as a gateway to understanding not just their aesthetic appeal, but also their deep-rooted cultural and mythological significance. Mountains have long been revered in various cultures for their grandeur and the mystery they embody, offering a glimpse into the natural world's majestic beauty. This conceptual appreciation is pivotal to the topic because it sets the stage for exploring how these natural wonders have been woven into the mythology and folklore of different societies, enriching both their historical and cultural narratives. Mountains like Mount Everest and Mount Fuji exemplify this intersection of beauty and mythology. Mount Everest, towering as the Earth's highest peak, is more than just a formidable challenge for climbers. In Tibetan culture, it is known as Chomolungma, revered as the mother goddess of the world. This reflects the spiritual reverence and mythological stories that have evolved around these striking geographical features. Similarly, Mount Fuji in Japan is not only celebrated for its symmetrical, snow-capped beauty, but also is a central figure in Japanese mythology and art. It is associated with goddesses and is often depicted as a symbol of serenity and introspection in Japanese culture. There is a general consensus among nature enthusiasts and cultural historians that mountains are not merely physical formations, but are imbued with spiritual and cultural significance. This perspective underscores the mountain's roles as bridges between the physical realm and spiritual or mythological worlds. However, challenges arise when these cultural and spiritual values clash with modern pursuits, such as tourism and mountaineering, which can threaten these sites' ecological and cultural sanctity. For instance, the commercialization of mountain climbing has raised concerns about environmental degradation and the erosion of indigenous cultural values. The introduction of these mountains also connects to broader topics within the outline, such as specific mythological tales tied to each mountain and how these stories influence cultural identity and practices. By understanding the initial allure and significance of beautiful mountains, one can better appreciate the depth and diversity of myths they inspire. This foundational concept illuminates the profound influence these majestic forms have on storytelling, belief systems, and even contemporary environmental and cultural discussions, making mountains a critical focal point in exploring the intricate tapestry of natural beauty and human mythology. Mountains have been an integral part of mythology across various cultures, symbolizing strength, permanence, and spiritual transcendence. Their prominence in ancient stories often reflects humanity's quest to understand the divine and the natural world. Mountains are seen as sacred spaces where Earth meets the heavens, providing a bridge between the human and the divine. This concept is significant because it offers insight into how different cultures perceive natural landmarks as more than mere geographical formations, attributing them with mystical significance that shapes cultural identities and spiritual beliefs. One illustrative example is Mount Olympus in Greek mythology, which was considered the abode of the gods. The Greeks viewed Olympus not only as a physical entity, but as a divine realm where deities like Zeus and Hera lived, governing the cosmos with their supernatural powers. This mountain symbolized the ultimate divine authority and moral order, playing a central role in Greek mythological narratives and rituals. Another example is Mount Kailash in Hindu and Buddhist traditions. Revered as the earthly manifestation of the mythical Mount Meru, Mount Kailash is believed to be the home of Lord Shiva, a major deity in Hinduism. It is also significant in Buddhism, Jainism, and Bon, where it represents the center of the world and is associated with spiritual enlightenment. Pilgrimages to Kailash are seen as a path to spiritual liberation, exemplifying the mountain's deep spiritual significance. This mythological reverence for mountains underscores their perceived importance as gateways to other realms and as holders of sacred knowledge. However, this reverence is not without its challenges and controversies. Modern debates arise over the balance between preserving these sacred sites and developing surrounding areas for tourism. While some view increased access as an opportunity to share cultural heritage, others argue it risks desecrating these holy places and eroding local traditions. The interplay between mythological narratives and the physical grandeur of mountains influences other aspects of the main topic, such as the representation of mountains in art, literature, and popular culture. Mountains continue to inspire awe and curiosity, challenging humanity to find meaning in their sheer majesty and the stories they inspire. By understanding their mythological significance, we deepen our appreciation of mountains not just as stunning landscapes, but as profound symbols of humanity's connection to the spiritual and natural world. This enriches the narrative of the most beautiful mountains and their stories, intertwining physical awe with cultural and spiritual depth. Prominent mythological stories from different cultures are rich narratives that associate specific mountains with legends and tales deeply rooted in the beliefs and customs of communities worldwide. These stories often imbue mountains with symbolic meanings, portraying them as sacred sites, homes of gods, or backdrops for heroic sagas. Such mythologies not only enrich human culture, but also enhance our appreciation of these majestic natural formations. Understanding these stories is significant as it offers a deeper insight into why certain mountains are revered beyond their physical grandeur. By exploring this aspect, we gain a holistic view of how mountains have shaped human thought, belief systems, and cultural practices throughout history. A prime example is Mount Olympus in Greece, famously known as the divine abode of the Olympian gods in Greek mythology. This mountain is not just a geographical landmark, but a pivotal element in Greek cultural identity and religion. It symbolizes power and divine authority, influencing literature and art for centuries. Similarly, Mount Fuji in Japan is enveloped in Shinto beliefs and folklore, representing beauty, endurance, and tranquility. The mountain is both a spiritual icon and a source of artistic inspiration, showcasing the seamless blend between nature and spirituality in Japanese culture. Supporters of preserving these mythological narratives argue that they serve as crucial cultural heritage, offering modern societies a window into ancient worldviews and values. They underscore the importance of these stories in fostering a sense of identity and continuity. However, challenges arise when mythological narratives intersect with modernity and science. Critics may argue that mythologizing mountains can overshadow pressing environmental and conservation issues, diverting attention from their ecological significance. Others contend that focusing on mythology could romanticize wilderness, potentially undermining the authentic historical and scientific study of these landscapes. This represents a tension between respecting cultural stories and addressing contemporary environmental concerns. These mythological tales are not isolated cultural artifacts. They are interconnected with other aspects of the main topic, such as the natural beauty and tourism of mountains. The allure of mythological stories enhances the cultural and spiritual tourism experience, attracting visitors eager to explore both the physical and narrative landscapes. In doing so, these stories influence how we perceive and interact with mountains, encouraging a deeper appreciation and responsible stewardship of these natural wonders. By intertwining mythology with the tangible beauty of mountains, we gain a fuller understanding of their place in both nature and culture, underscoring their eternal significance in human history. The concept of a comparative analysis of mythological themes involves examining, contrasting, and interpreting the similarities and differences in mythical narratives associated with the world's most beautiful mountains. This analysis aims to uncover underlying motifs, cultural values, and shared human experiences reflected in these myths. By exploring these themes, we gain insight into how diverse cultures understand and relate to the natural world through storytelling, revealing patterns of belief and imagination that transcend geographical boundaries. In relation to the topic of the most beautiful mountains and their mythological stories, this comparative analysis is significant because it deepens our understanding of how mythology is intertwined with natural landmarks, shaping cultural identities and influencing human connection to the environment. By comparing mythological themes across different cultures, we can appreciate the universal aspects of human storytelling while acknowledging unique cultural perspectives. For example, consider Mount Olympus in Greece and Mount Fuji in Japan. Mount Olympus is famously known as the home of the Greek gods, hosting stories of divine power and human interaction with the celestial. These myths emphasize themes of authority, morality, and the interplay between mortals and the divine. On the other hand, Mount Fuji is enshrined in Japanese mythology as a symbol of beauty, inspiration, and spiritual enlightenment, reflecting themes of reverence for nature and personal transformation. The comparison reveals how mountains serve as sacred spaces, imbued with narratives that reflect collective beliefs and aspirations. Opinions supporting this approach suggest that by analyzing these narratives comparatively, we can foster cross-cultural understanding and appreciation for diverse mythologies. Scholars argue that this analytical framework helps in preserving intangible cultural heritage by highlighting the intrinsic value of these stories in contemporary contexts. However, this concept is not without challenges. Some may argue that comparative analysis risks oversimplifying complex cultural narratives, potentially ignoring the nuances specific to each mythological tradition. Others caution against imposing external interpretations that might not align with indigenous perspectives. Despite these challenges, a comparative analysis of mythological themes influences other aspects of the main topic by providing a broader narrative context. It enriches our appreciation of the mountains themselves, not merely as geographical features, but as cultural symbols steeped in history and imagination. This interconnectedness prompts audiences to reflect on the power of storytelling in shaping human perception of the natural world, and encourages a holistic understanding of these majestic landscapes as more than just beautiful sceneries, but as vessels of enduring mythological significance.